This is Racelets IndyCar Podcast. Here are your hosts, Fred and Sydney.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Racelets IndyCar Podcast. I'm Fred.
I'm Sydney.
And it's been a while since we've talking with you guys, but we are finally in the month of May. So much to...
Craziest month.
Yeah, we've got so much to go over. It's been an extremely busy month. We had a race. We've had practice sessions. We're getting ready for the Indy 500 this weekend. Yeah. But Sid, where do you want to start this show here tonight? I mean, we've got so much to talk about. We're going to try to break down everything we can. The Sonsio Grand Prix, Indy,
practice, road
course, the next doubleheader races, everything that's happened with 500 practice. Qualifying, rain delays, a mishap, unfortunate incident with a crash and stuff like that. There's just so much drama that is unfolded, and I just can't wait to get this thing started. It's been a while, but thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Racelets IndyCar Podcast. And before we get started, just here on the bottom of the screen are all of our channels on which you can find us on our social media sites on X, Instagram, TikTok. Am I forgetting anything? I think that's all of them right there. But feel free, give us a like, give us a follow. We've got lots to talk about, like we said. It's been a crazy month of May.
Yeah.
A lot of anticipation. This has been something that's been long awaiting. I mean, the month of May in Indy, you got to spend the entire month there. And unfortunately, we, didn't have a chance to get to Indy. Next year, we're hoping is our year that we can finally get out there. But you know what? Luckily, I've been off of work due to a work injury the entire month of May, basically. So I planted my ass on the couch. I've been watching 5 to 6 hours of practice coverage every single day, even while you're at school. I mean, you're texting me, you've got it on your phone while you're in the class. So lots of action. It's a great month if you're a fan because there's always something. Seems like this week, though, however, as we get closer to the 500 this weekend, not a whole lot going on. But without further ado, let's break down what happened with the Sonsio Grand Prix, the IMS road course. That happened a couple of weeks ago. May 9th was the race. So it's been a few weeks since this happened. And Alex Palou in the past has dominated, this course. We're in
2 or 3?
3 straight races coming into it, multiple poles. And he wins pole again.
4 in a row?
I think it was his third. He was looking for his 4th win in a row. That was his third pole in a row. Crazy. And I mean, it just looked like it was just going to be Alex's month or start to the month, just like it was last year. He swept it last year, winning the Indy road course and then going on to win his first Indy 500 in what was, obviously one of the most incredible seasons of all time. But Alex basically just wins pole. Let's just leave it at that. Get right into the race results. Leading the race as expected, large margin, a lead as well. Yeah. And that's when all the chaos ensued. Sydney, what happened? Let's go back. I'm going to play a little bit of footage here as to what happened.
Well, before we get into that,
I'm sorry.
Let's talk about green flag and the start of the race.
Oh, shit. How did I forget that?
Because we saw it kind of in the next race, how crazy it was.
Turn 1, if you can make it out of turn 1, you're clean, you're good. Yeah. Obviously, we didn't even get through that first turn in both the next race and in the IndyCar race. There was chaos. I think 4 or 5 cars caught up in the mix there.
Yeah. Cars are on the grass.
Pato O'Ward, who qualified second, was involved in that. He lost a bunch of spots. Scott Dixon was in that. Oh gosh, I think Mick Schumacher was in it. I can't remember everybody at that time, but that's just chaos to start. Again, green flag. Whoa. First, Sydney, let's talk about what happened real quick at Long Beach with the push to pass scandal and all of that crap. So 12 cars were caught using push to pass at Long Beach at the restart. 12 cars. It was available. Half the field didn't use it. Half the field did. And there was discussion, a great drivers interview session in which some of them were kind of bickering. I mean, Pato O'Ward and Alex Palou, Kyle Kirkwood in the mix there. Yeah. I think David Malukas. Nobody really knew what the rule was. He's like, well, if it's there, I'm going to use it. Well, okay. But you shouldn't, you're not supposed to use it. But then Alex Palou goes, well, if it's there and I use it and then IndyCar fucks up, why am I going to get penalized? Yeah. And, so IndyCar made a decision going forward that on restarts at the timing line, they'll be able to use the push to pass. So laid that down as what to happen, in coming races going forward, obviously with so much, we know what happened with Joseph Newgarden a couple of years ago at St. Pete and Will Power and, the Penske debacle and everything like that.
Sparked a lot of the driver conversations during those press conferences because they didn't get penalized.
I think it was a different situation though. At that time, obviously Joseph Newgarden under a lot of scrutiny for what he had done at St. Pete, but that's water under the bridge. Yeah. Going forward now, I think everybody knows what the rules are.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. I don't know exactly what is happening with IndyCar control. And then we get, at this race here, the Grand Prix, we're going to talk about it right now. There was an incident, lap 22, Alexander Rossi has a mechanical failure. His hybrid fails. His car stalls on the front stretch right by the yard of bricks. And right across from, he is stuck in his car. I got a video clip right here. Let's play this and show you exactly what was going on. So he's stuck right here. Car is stalled. Only a local yellow was thrown at the time. Keep in mind, this is the front straight of, the Grand Prix, 180 miles an hour plus as cars are flying by and Rossi's sitting there like a sitting duck. Yeah. I'm going to play this clip right here and just show the frustration that was going on being in the cockpit side of things. Here's Rossi.
The racetrack's so green, they've got you under a local yellow for some reason in their infinite wisdom.
Oh, don't know what happened with the video there. Maybe we can fix that. Let's try this again.
They're going to let everyone pit before they go yellow.
You can see Rossi is furious right now. He is pissed off. The timing stand, the flag stand is literally right across from him. Doesn't understand why they didn't put a full course yellow down right here. He gets out of the car while cars are still going, hops over the barrier, shows his displeasure in the process of all of that. But craziness that happened right there. So in doing that, Alex Palou, who was your leader, Kyle Kirkwood, who was in second place, were going to be coming in for the first round of pits, thinking the pits were open with it being a full course yellow. However, it wasn't. So much confusion. IndyCar officiating screwed this up royally. Yes, ultimately, ripping Alex Palou off from a potential win. Who's to say he was going to go on and win? I think it was pretty safe assumption that he was going to go out and win this thing. But in doing so, he and Kirkwood have to go another lap. The full course comes out,
and then
everybody else in the field goes in. Palou and Kirkwood then have to go back in. They get sent to the back of the field. They had to work their way through the field the rest of the afternoon. It was a shit show. Horrible. But David Malukas comes out in the lead after that, and David, was looking like this was going to be his first victory of the season. late in that race. You know what?
He needs to stop leading and start trailing in second, and then maybe it'll go his way and he'll win a race.
How many
It
times?
seems every time he's in first.
How many times have we seen David, lead a race or be so close?
Oh, there's last year. There's a race. It was Noble.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one. And then this year,
twice already this year. It's coming, David. Your win is going to be coming. It's just a matter of time. It's not a matter of if, but when.
Yeah.
He ends up finishing second in this race here. Here are the results that we're going to show. Christian Lundgaard ends up taking the lead at what lap did he do that at here?
68.
Let's see here. Lap 68. He goes on, passes Malukas. He picks up his first win of the year. As you see here, the first McLaren victory of the year as well. Christian having a really good season, having a podium at Long Beach. And then
he's had a strong.
Yeah, a very, very strong start to the season for him. David Malukas finishes in second. It's Graham Rahal, who I was really impressed with all weekend. Qualified outstanding. Good. Finishes in third. Joseph Newgarden in fourth. Alex Palou moved all the way
from the back of the field
to fifth place. I mean, that guy is incredible. I mean, he definitely had the car. He had the pace to win this race. A screw up on IndyCar officiating, ultimately ruined his afternoon from winning. However, though, he does pick up extra points in the standings, so he increased his lead a little bit. And
let's talk about, before we get into anything else, the pit stop with Kyle Kirkwood. And the reason he finished ninth, another Andretti screw up in the pits.
I almost called it. I said, you know what? Kyle, they're going to mess up. And sure enough, another
it sucks
tire changer mishap.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Like, what is it? And you know what? Christian Lundgaard, I think, in this race as well, I think the Aero car of the 7 had a screw up in the pits as well. They overcame that because his car, was fast. But we're seeing that far too often in crucial situations when these cars are up at the front, either leading or have a chance at a potential win, when they're having these pits being so critical in determining, where they finish in this race. Great point, Sydney. Kyle Kirkwood, that kind of took him out of it. He never really got himself back into it. Going back to the top 10 here of race finishers at the GP, Scott Dixon, 6th. He was caught up in that first turn 1 incident. It was Dixon and let's see. Yeah, it was Dixon, Collette, Pato, Mick Schumacher, and Felix Rosenquist. They were all caught up in that. Rosenquist had a couple of instances.
Yeah, let's go back to that caution towards the end of the race.
Yeah.
With cars 8, 60, and 66. What happened? Like, I think, who was it?
It was Kiffin Simpson.
Just lost it or something.
Yeah.
And then Felix ran into him, and then Marcus was right behind him.
Yeah, it wasn't the best. And congratulations, by the way, to Felix Rosenquist.
Yes, and
becoming
his wife.
a father. Congratulations, another girl dad. We love that. I'm a girl dad, obviously. Girl dads rule. And congrats to Felix and the Rosenquist family. Emil, yes, on that beautiful baby girl. To round out the top 10 in the race. No, you're perfectly fine. You're bringing up valid points. I'm trying to rack my brain back.
I know.
To remember exactly what happened. That race, I mean, only being 2-3 weeks ago, it seems like it was a long time ago.
It does seem like
else has gone on. But Louis Foster finishes in 7th, his best finish of the season. Congrats to him. So 2 RLL cars finishing in the top 10 at number 3 and number 7. Dennis Hauger. His career best finish in IndyCar right now, the highest rookie finish
proud of him.
Of the season. He comes in 8th. Kyle Kirkwood, as you mentioned, in 9th. And Nolan Siegel, somebody who's been on the hot seat, finishes in 10th. Really good race for Nolan. Kind of, calmed the critics down for a little bit yet again. We'll see what happens at the 500 and going forward. But there's your top 10 finishers for the race there. It was high drama. I mean, I was on the edge of my seat in this race. It was a very exciting race. Somebody put a post out on social media asking what you would rate it. I rated it a 9.2, I think. As far as there was a lot of excitement. I didn't really know exactly how the race was going to finish because of, the lead changes and, cautions and everything like that. Really exciting race, especially after coming back from Long Beach, which was a race that had very little of anything at all, except for that change at the end when that pit stop came out and Alex took over from Felix Rosenquist. But awesome stuff there. Exciting
race so far.
I would say that was one of the best races of the season to this point. Now, if we look at the current standings overall, Alex Palou currently in first place. He has increased his lead over Kyle Kirkwood. Kirkwood remaining in second.
27 points down.
27 points down. David Malukas in third. David Malukas, his first year, Team Penske, leading the way for all the Penske drivers, having a fantastic season. We'll talk about what David did in practice and qualifying for the 500 as well. Looks like it could be an outstanding week and coming up for the Penske cars. In fourth place, Christian Lundgaard with his win. He moves into fourth place. Joseph Newgarden sitting in fifth in the standings. Scott Dixon sixth. Pato O'Ward drops down to seventh. Scotty Mack in eighth. So Penske's with three cars in the top eight. Graham Rahal, congratulations. He is currently in ninth, and in 10th right now is Marcus Armstrong. So those are your current standings. Any surprises right now, Sid, as far as the standings go?
I think Graham Rahal. I think he's had a really great season so far, and I'm excited to see what he does later, coming up.
Yeah, I think
I like what we've seen out of him.
Absolutely, Graham has been fantastic this year so far. Let's see how they do with the 500. The RL cars, as we know, in the 500 aren't the best when it comes to that. So let's see if they can, have a good weekend this coming weekend. Sydney, as we talked about, the IndyCar screw up with the local yellow, not a full course yellow. What's going on? Give me your take.
What's going on?
Why does it seem like every week there's
something's happening? I don't know. Who's in control of this?
They're making moves. I know that they've added some people in,
right?
To kind of change, who's running the show, but still, there's a lot of inconsistencies. Obviously they're going to fix that push to pass thing, get that squared away. That's one tick off the list that you can fix and correct. But the yellows, and not just that, there were multiple times in this race when there was debris on track, like large pieces
and they didn't call anything.
Debris.
Yeah, cars were running it over and nothing was called.
That was absolutely crazy.
That could have been like a local yellow.
Very well could have been. Townsend Bell's like, why the hell aren't they putting a yellow out there? You obviously can't run somebody on the track to pick it up because the cars are going so fast on a hot track. That's disastrous. That's not going to happen. But multiple pieces of debris, large pieces of debris. That could have been disastrous. If somebody hits that, it could slice a tire. It could cause some damage.
Who knows?
I don't know what's going on. But going forward, they really need to clean this mess up. So that's what I have to say about that. I think that's agreed upon everywhere in the IndyCar community right now. Like, get this shit fucking fixed. Fix it. I don't know why it's so difficult.
No reason, for it to be like this.
I don't know. I don't know, much about officiating myself, but I will volunteer myself to do things properly in the right way to make sure it is done. Absolutely, sis. So 2 NXT races.
Yes.
2 next races this weekend. Lots of fun right there. They haven't raced in a while. They didn't race at Long Beach, but they had a doubleheader here. And that first race, all hell broke loose on turn 1. And for a lot of these guys, it was their first time on track here at Indy Road Course. And it really made for that to be an exciting race as well. I think it ended up being a timed race because of the amount. There was rain, And obviously, in next races, you don't come in for pit stops, but they did stop it at one point. They red flagged it to have everybody put on wets.
Yeah.
And you could see some of the drivers, especially Max Taylor, who looked to be,
looked like he could maybe
possibly win this race.
Yeah.
He didn't drive.
He wasn't very comfortable in the rain.
You can tell.
Yeah.
He was a little timid, I think, lost a few spots, still had a good result. Finished fifth in that first race. Yeah. Here's the top 3 for that first race, but it was Enzo Fittipaldi picking up the win. It was just a matter of time, I think, before we got to see him on
see someone new
podium and picking up a win. And that's huge for him.
Especially there,
with the name and the
his
legacy
brother was there. It was a whole family thing. So that was really cool to see.
That was really cool to see. You're absolutely right, Sid. I forgot, just it's like the Andretti's, the Fittipaldis have had such a statement in history in IndyCar, and especially at IMS.
Yeah.
It was awesome to see that happen for him. Lockie Hughes, his best finish of the season so far, comes in second, and Nikita Johnson comes in third. So that rounded out the top 3 for race 1. For race 2, different results. It was Timothy Kuharczyk picking up his first win in IndyNXT, and his first win, I believe, on American soil. Awesome to see him get that win. That was a great drive by him in that second race. Max Taylor does podium.
He would have won that race, but
which race? The second race?
Second race, but he got hit by Kuharczyk
to start it,
and that's how he got the lead.
Well, Max Taylor had pole for race 2. He was starting second for race 1. Yes, he was hit by Kuharczyk to start that race. Still battled back. Comes in second, and it's Enzo coming in third. So a double podium for him that weekend. Awesome results for the next guys. This series is really starting to take off. I am enjoying this season of Next Racing a lot. There's a good half a dozen guys every single week that have legitimate chances of winning these races. And all these guys are so young. A lot of them are still teenagers.
Yeah.
And it's been a really good season so far for these drivers. The current standings right now for the next drivers, we're going to give you the top 5. And it's Nikita Johnson leading the way right now, with Timothy Kuharczyk moving his way into second overall. Max Taylor dropping down to third. Enzo Fittipaldi to 4th. And Lockie Hughes jumps into 5th overall.
Yeah.
So with
it's crazy how
more than half a season to go, things are starting to change a little bit in the leaderboard on the IndyNXT driver side. But, super exciting. When is the next race for these guys, sis? Detroit.
Yep.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. May 31st. Yeah. Detroit. We're 11 days, 12 hours, 6 minutes away from this one. That's exciting to see. I think Max Taylor probably comes away and wins that race. I'm going to predict it right now.
So yeah, I would.
He's very good on street courses, but anybody can win. There's like I said, a good 6 to 10 guys that have legitimate chances. DeTulio did not have a great weekend, so to speak. He dropped in the standings a little bit, making some way for guys like Lockie Hughes to put themselves back in the picture. So awesome stuff right there. Next drivers. A lot of good stuff happening all over IndyCar. So, Sissy, IndyCar had an open test for practice before the 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, or was it Tuesday and Wednesday? I'm so confused. Tuesday and Wednesday after Long Beach, and before the
it was the week before.
Yeah.
The GP.
The week before the GP. A lot of speed there. Guys like, Connor Daly were very fast. Kyle Collette, extremely fast. Excellent point right there as well.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to look forward to as we approached this last week, which was a full week of practice. And the practice was so good. I mean, we had great speeds. We've got, cars that are in, simulation trim for qualifying. and then they go, in race trim as well. So they're trying to practice certain elements to get that car fine-tuned.
Yeah, qualifying.
For qualifying and
really,
for practice.
Simulator really kicked in that Friday before.
You did.
They did like one lap.
It did, but practice was awesome for the 500.
I know, it's nice having some, and it was long too.
It was like
6 hours, like that's
6 hours a day. So it was like 9 o'clock. I think it was like 9 or 10 a.m. here.
9
in California, and I got to watch.
At,
drop the kids off at school, and I'm watching that all day long, and I'm like,
it's nice.
I'm digging this.
I know.
This is great. I could watch this.
I know.
All the time.
You should have this more often.
Yeah, it was great. Really, some guys that really surprised me as far as the speeds go. You mentioned Kyle Collette, really fast, especially being a rookie. We saw rookie Robert Schwartzman win pole last year in incredible fashion. Didn't know what we were going to expect this week. So the way IndyCar was going to run qualifying was Saturday. Kind of. There's no bump day. Obviously, with only 33 cars in the field, there was no bump. But the way that they were going to do qualifying was...
Well, first, you pick your order. You pick where you start.
Of course. So the Friday after, practice, everybody drew their numbers. Scott Dixon's son, Kit, picks number 1. So Scott Dixon was the first to qualify. But qualifying was supposed to take place on Saturday with all 33 cars getting a chance to ride. And then you have the option of lane 1 and lane 2. Priority lane, secondary lane. How that works is in the past, you could basically redo, if you wanted to try to improve your time, you can go into priority lane, meaning you get top priority for a second time around. Unfortunately, you do lose your previous time. We've seen in instances before where guys have gotten worse and they've lost that previous time. Sometimes you can improve it. We've seen that as well. If you're in the secondary line, you do have to wait a little bit longer to get back on track, but you could only improve. You cannot lose your time from your previous stint out there. So that's the way it was going to go. The top 9 were going to be solid into the Fast 12, and then they were going to take cars 10 through 15 and move them into Sunday, where they would shoot out for the top 3, which would then transfer over to the Fast 12, then do the Fast 12, Fast 6, blah, blah, blah. Well, the rain came, and that screwed everything up. You cannot go to Indy in May and not expect to have rain. And unfortunately, we did have that experience on Saturday, eventually canceling all of the action on track on Saturday, which meant a full day of qualifying on Sunday. However, because it was only going to be Sunday, every team and car only had one chance at it.
Yes. So there's no 2 lanes.
No, you get your 4 timed laps. The average of your 4 laps determines where you finish. And some surprises with the way that qualifying went, especially Joseph Newgarden, who I expected to be sitting, in the first 2 rows. Yeah. And, where did he end up sit after that?
23rd.
23rd for Joseph Newgarden. But, that's not the end of the world for him. We've seen what he did last year. He carved his way through the field after starting at the back. Remember, they got those Penske cars got hit with a penalty. The attenuator penalty put them to the back of the field. Yeah. And he worked his way all the way, I think, up to 5th at one point before engine failure. Yeah. Put him out of the race. But starting 23rd is not a bad spot for Joseph. There's going to be a lot of carnage that happens on track, I think, in front of him. He just has to make his way through that and do what he does, and he'll carve his way up through that field. I don't have worries about him from his starting position. There are some guys, though, however, that I expected to be a little bit faster that weren't.
Who?
Guys like, I don't know. I expected Helio Castroneves to qualify a little bit better than he did.
Yeah.
He is starting 14th. overall. Just with his experience, he's driving for his 5th. He's gotten close in the past. Starting 14th is not a bad spot. You're at the upper third or so of the field. Yeah. The Andretti cars, disastrous qualifying again. Yeah. What's going on with them? Kyle Kirkwood, starting in 25th. We've got Will Power in 20th and Marcus Ericsson starting in 17th. I did not see that from either Eric. I wasn't sure where Kirkwood would finish qualifying wise, but Ericsson and Power I thought would be in that top 12 and make it to that fast 12, but not at all. Obviously, you have the likes of Catherine Legg, Mick Schumacher, Jacob Abel, Stingray, Jack Harvey, Dennis Hauger.
Let's get into Jack Harvey and Kyle Collette.
Well, no. So let's get into the Fast 12. Okay. Who makes the Fast 12, Sid?
Let's see. Renus VK, right? Yes, Renus, Scott Dixon, Scott McLaughlin, Connor Daly, Kiffin Simpson, Pato, Ferrucci, Felix, David Malukas, Alexander Rossi, Alex Palou, and Kyle Collette. So a rookie in the Fast 12.
Yeah, Kyle Collette, who showed that speed in practice, qualified well, making his way into the top, the Fast 12 there. Felix Rosenquist was the fastest car in qualifying day 1. He was also the fastest car in qualifying in the top 12, putting him he had really good speed. Alex Palou second there, David Malukas. Santino Ferrucci I was really impressed with. He said his car was going to be really good and race ready. He did not expect the car to be as good for qualifying.
Yeah.
And he's going to be starting at a pretty high position.
Yeah.
We know what he's done in the past and how good he is around this track. But you talk about Kyle Collette. So the Fast 12 right there, you named off. Then we get to the Fast 6. And the Fast 6 were Pato Award, Santino Ferrucci, Felix Rosenquist, Malukas, Rossi,
Alex Palou.
And Alex Palou.
On the pole.
So Pato Award, who also didn't have the greatest car, he said, was able to qualify well.
Yeah.
He's going to be starting, in row 2, the 6th position. Santino Ferrucci and Felix Rosenquist will also be starting on the 2nd row. David Malukas, the inside of row 1. Alexander Rossi.
In the middle.
We pray and hope that he will be starting the middle of row 1. And Alex Palou captures pole, as you see right here, for the Indy 500.
Who would have thought?
I mean, he finished 11th and luckily got into the top 12.
Well, his wife picked position 31 for him to start. So he started at the very end, or he qualified at the
he
very
was
end,
one of the very last ones to go.
So he was really surprised.
And he was one of, he went 31st out of 33 cars in that right there. And,
that's crazy.
But Alex, got himself into the Fast 12 and then got himself into the Fast 6 and ultimately comes away with pole. And, what can you say? I mean, he captures pole. He captured pole at the GP. And then he captures pole at the 500. It's just going to be a great week, I think, for Alex altogether.
When was the last time someone got pole? The year after winning the 500?
I don't remember, to be honest with you.
There haven't been a lot of people to do that.
No.
So it's pretty impressive.
Very impressive. And you know what? I don't think his car was really to his standards and his liking, but he was those guys at that number 10 of Chip Ganassi just know what to do.
Yeah,
they've got the greatest mechanics. They've got the greatest crew.
Yeah.
Barry Wanzer and everybody, strategists, engineer wise, they somehow are just head and shoulders above everybody else and got his car to be the fastest. He had really good speed.
Yeah.
Felix Rosenquist, who I thought had a great chance of
thought he was
capturing
gonna be
pole,
on the-
especially
or
how
the front
fast he
row.
was in the other sessions. Just didn't pan out for him. Like I said, he'll be starting though in row
Fourth,
number
yeah.
2. So this is your first row right here.
Front row.
Palou, Rossi, Malukas.
I'm excited to see what David can do because last year he finished second.
He did finish second.
So I'm excited for
David. It was very fast, and you can
Yeah.
see he really wanted to get that pole. It was a very exhausting and tiring
Yeah.
day for all these guys. 3 different times on track for all of them. And then we had the field set for the 110th running of the Indy 500, which is going to be this Sunday, May 17th on Fox.
No.
What?
The 21st. Or
Oh,
no, not
shoot.
the 20th.
I'm out of it.
25th?
May
Something. I don't know.
the 24th.
24th.
I'm looking at the
Sure, okay.
17th, which was last week's
Yeah.
qualifying.
Right.
So practice session on Monday, just yesterday.
normal Practice. Yeah.
Just yesterday, last practice before carb day.
Yeah.
Friday, and you know what? I was so impressed with how good everybody was on track. There were no crashes,
Literally,
no instances.
Who jinxed this? Someone probably jinxed it and said, "Oh, there's been no crashes all week."
I had been thinking that in my
someone
head.
jinxed it.
I mean, Takuma Sato that brushed the wall a little bit. That was the closest that there was to any kind of a disaster. But it was yesterday. Alexander Rossi, nasty crash, turn 2, makes contact with the wall, and then gets hit by Pato's car right there. Romain Grosjean also involved. He had a little damage to the car. Pato, as heard on on the radio, he was more upset that the car was totaled. He was okay, cleared all safety protocols, but it was Alexander Rossi who his injury was a little bit more significant, and he makes his way out of the AMR safety tent. They take him directly to local hospital. And Sydney, what was the latest report with Alexander Rossi?
Yeah, yesterday night it comes out that he had procedures on his right ankle and his left hand.
Right ankle and left hand. So did he have a fracture or what happened?
I don't know. Did it say? I thought it just said he had like minor procedures.
Left ankle?
Right ankle.
Right ankle, which is his pedal foot.
His left hand.
And his left hand. Is that the same left hand that he hurt?
I was thinking, was it his left hand?
Was it Detroit or what?
No, it was Toronto.
Toronto?
Was it his left hand?
I believe it was. I think it was his thumb.
Yeah.
But
it was like his 2 middle fingers.
An injury. His 2 middle fingers.
No.
He's got casts on both his middle fingers.
No. No, never mind.
Okay. So what's the latest with Rossi now? Is he going to be cleared and is he going to be able to drive?
It said the team is working on rebuilding the car,
which is going to suck because they had a very fast car, and that's the car you've put all your work into and got it dialed in.
Just kind of wait it out and see what happens.
So
I think we'll get our next update Thursday.
Okay.
Before carb day.
So here's the situation. This is what's going to happen if Alexander Rossi is unable and deemed unfit to drive in the 500. There's a couple of guys. Hunter McElroy is the backup driver for ECR. However, he has not done anything 500 related, did not pass any rookie orientation. So he's not in the picture to be a backup driver. I think it's going to come down between Linus Lundqvist and Callum Ilott, I think are the two choices. And either of those guys make perfect sense if Alexander Rossi is unable to go. That being said, if Rossi is unable to go, though, however, his starting position is going to move back to 31st overall.
31st?
Yes.
Oh,
because the other 2 cars were penalized.
Yeah. So okay.
And talk about that in just a second, Cindy, about the 2 penalized cars. But yes, let's just hope Alexander Rossi is cleared, is healthy, and is able to drive and start in row 2. Number 2 overall. Middle of row 1. I mean, he earned it. He had an incredible qualifying. But I mean, you think about what happened to him with the hybrid issue at the GP and then the crash in practice. I mean, it could be ultimately disastrous. Let's just hope and cross our fingers and pray that Alex is able to race on Sunday. With that being said, Sydney, you talked about a couple of penalties. What were those all about?
Yeah, so the number 4 car of Kyle Collette and 24 of Jack Harvey were penalized after qualifying for post-qualifying technical inspection. Yeah, so it wasn't good.
And Kyle Collette finished 10th overall.
Yeah.
So he was going to be starting 10th, row 4, and he gets pushed all the way back to the field. That sucks for him. The back of the field. Jack Harvey, I think, was like in 28th in qualifying. Yeah. Moving back to the back, it isn't that much further back for him. But we seen that the last few years though.
But I feel like there hasn't been a lot of penalties this year, which is crazy. Like no engine changes.
ROO and Rahal always seem to be those guys that do those engine changes and have to give up their spots, but. It could be a hybrid thing. I don't know. But Sid, let's talk real quick. Yeah.
I was going to say, let's talk about the weather going into this weekend.
Oh, what's the forecast?
Because it doesn't look good. It says rain Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Which is not good. Friday rain, no carb day. Sunday rain, no race. What happens then? What happens if it rains Sunday? You can't postpone the 500 to the next week because you have Detroit straight after.
Oh, geez.
And then a race right after Detroit. So what happens?
I honestly don't know. I didn't even want to think about that. Right? Thank you for bringing that up.
Let's make sure the rain stays.
Please, let's let pray that
this rain.
The weather cooperates and we get this running of the 110th Indy 500 because I think it's going to be a fantastic race.
Yeah.
Can we see a repeat winner in Alex Palou? Can we see, Elio Castroneves get his 5th? Yeah. Takuma Sato pick up his 3rd? Are we going to see a new winner?
David gets his first.
Can David? What a great way it would be
to get your first
for
IndyCar
David
win?
Malukas' first IndyCar win to be the 500.
I know.
I'd be like, dude, I'm done.
I know. Stop here.
I'm done. I've done it all. I've done it.
Oh, he hasn't done it all.
No, I know, but he will get a championship down the road Sunday, I'm sure. But yeah, I honestly don't know, what we're, going to expect going forward. I think you always know that there's going to be crashes. There's going to be multiple cautions and restarts and everything like that.
Yeah.
A
lot of cars.
There, 33 cars on track. I honestly don't know. Obviously, Pato is somebody that we want to see
up there
win the 500. But again, he's in the same boat as the ECR car with his Aero car.
Oh yeah,
having to be rebuilt as well, right?
But he's using a different car, so they weren't able to rebuild his car.
Oh gosh.
So
does that?
I don't know.
Mean he has to start further back in the field, or he stays in the same spot? It's only if you replace the driver, right? Okay.
I think so.
Whew.
Let's see. I know.
There's so much going on. It's just crazy. I want to be there.
I know.
We got to take like 2 weeks off though, because
there's massive thunderstorm.
Just the 500
though.
The 500 weekend alone, I think, is going to be spectacular. But it's the week leading up to it.
No, qualifying
there's
weekend
so
would
much
be
going
so fun.
on.
I know.
I see so many people, posting their content.
You get FOMO. You're like, I wish I was there.
In time, my dear, we will be there.
There's lots of TV coverage.
So. Absolutely. The guys on Fox have been outstanding. And think about it. They've got to talk for 6 hours a day and
not run out of things to say. No, literally, like
Hinch and Townsend and then you got Buxton will come up with some quirky stuff as well.
Last year we were talking about zodiac signs.
It's so funny.
You make do with the time.
Yeah. Prediction wise, who are you going with?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, I don't know.
Well, we did a little fantasy contest with Tony Donahue. If you know him, follow him, Unverified as well. He does his podcast. Good stuff. Tony's a great guy. Had a little fun IndyCar month of May contest, which included, you picking drivers in 4 tiers. You can only use each driver one time. And you had the GP, you had qualifying, and then you have the 500.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sydney, after the GP, you were sitting in 2nd place overall.
Wow, was I really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You kind of had to slip up. You had a really good qualifying.
Yeah, and then
you're
freaking penalties.
You're set. You're 8th overall now. You're almost in the money. I think the top 5 get money.
Where are you?
I think I'm in like an 11th.
I don't even know what my
brother
race day one is.
My brother is in 6th right now, so it's looking good for all of us here. It's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know. Can we see a pole sitter win this race? It's quite possible. Alex Pillow could definitely win
Has
this
there ever
race.
been a pole sitter win this race?
There has been, but it's a rare occasion that happens. I talked about it last year with the Prema cars, with them being new to everything, and especially Robert Schwartzman, how critical pit stop practice is in this big race. And we saw that last year with Prema and Schwartzman. I mean, he ran over his own guy. He ran it, and it was disastrous for him starting from pole.
Yeah.
Terrible. And Andretti needs to clean their stuff up. RLL has been very good on their pits this year. Penske, we know, is outstanding all the time. I think you can't waste any time in the pits by mistakes. It has to be, every time's got to be perfect. Because it's amplified and magnified. That, I mean, 2 seconds could make a world of difference between winning and not in this race here. So, Sid, give me your top 3 picks. Give me your top 3 picks. Let's do it. Come on.
Okay, I think Connor's gonna be up there.
Oh man, we didn't even really talk about Connor. How good he has been.
Who's gonna win? I hope Fro's up there. I don't know. You tell me yours. Maybe David. Those are my 3. David, Fro, and Connor.
It's hard not to go with David Malukas as an option here. I still gotta throw out Scotty Mack as a potential winner, as long as he gets through turn
he gets the green flag.
To the green flag. Yes. Let's not have that. The same thing happen. What happened last year? And if I have to throw like a long shot out there with a chance to win, I don't know. I felt really strong about Scott Dixon this entire month so far. He was really good. Finished 6th at the GP, starting 9th overall. Something is telling me Scott Dixon is going to podium for the 500. What about you?
Sure.
No. Give me your.
I told you mine. I said David.
You had VK?
No. I said David, Fro, and Connor. Those are my 3. Could they be wrong? 100%.
But
I don't know.
Okay, David, Fro, and Connor. I like those choices. Yeah, if you want, send us a message or reply to the video and give us who your picks are for the 500. As long as the weather cooperates and we get this thing done as scheduled, I think that's what's most important, is not pushing this off any further. And
when do they
what?
Still don't know when they would do this. If it rains.
Monday. It would have
Tuesday.
to be. It would have to be Monday.
It would have to be Tuesday. Monday's rain.
Monday's scheduled. So
Tuesday's the only day without rain.
I mean, if it came down to it,
I will be missing school.
I could probably get a cheap flight out on it. No, just kidding. You're gonna miss. Yes, I'm keeping you home from school for sure. School. This is one of those occasions where it's definitely excusable to miss here. So yeah, let's just hope everything works out. Any parting words you have? Any other things?
Do you think Catherine Lake can do the double?
Oh, didn't even talk about the double.
I don't think so.
I hope she can. We saw Kyle Larson try to do it.
Winning both? Or
completing and finishing both.
Okay.
Finishing both. You have 500 miles plus the 600.
What time does
the Coca-Cola?
What time does that one start?
like an hour or two after the fight. I mean, it's not going to be done if it's rained out, so you can throw that out the window. It's not going to be done on the same day. No. I mean, she'll still, I don't know if she's still planning on racing both the NASCAR race. I'm sure she's going to do that if Sunday is rained out. That's a great point. I hope everything goes according, and she does it. I think it'd be fantastic for her to do it. Yeah. Catherine Legge, you know,
I don't think she has a possibility of winning.
No, I mean, she's starting 26. She qualified better than some of these other people, which I'm very impressed with. No on-track incidents, anything like that. You know, being, with HMD Motorsports and AJ Foyt Racing, they put this car together just like, Jacob Abel with Abel Motorsports, getting out there, qualifying 30th. We didn't expect anything really out of him. He didn't qualify last year. He was the 34th car in the group. But yeah, that if she can complete that, that would be freaking awesome. I would totally be for that. So I like it, sis. I like your choices there. Anything else before we go? Anything you want to say?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. There's probably is, and I'm going to think of a bunch of shit to say after this. But we'll try to keep you guys up to date with content over the course of the weekend. Any updates, especially we'll keep our eye on what's going to happen with Alexander Rossi.
Oh, and
the rain, obviously. But I think that's it for tonight. Thank you all for watching us here on Racelets IndyCar Podcast. Again, you can follow us on all of our socials right here. Like and subscribe to us on YouTube, Twitter, X, Instagram, TikTok. Sydney, you make some awesome videos. Plug your Java House real quick before we get off the air.
Yes, use my code SydneyBohm10 and get 10% off your next Java House order.
Make yourself order yourself some swamp water. We saw Alexander Rossi and Jordan Hannaberry in the ECR garage, and they were making drinks. They were making I love Ted's peach, the white peach. My favorite. That is so good. I think that's on reorder all the time here in this house. Definitely. But I do want to try that swamp water. It's the energy drink mixed with the blue Arctic chill or whatever it's called. So I think we're gonna have to order some of those for this weekend as well. But I have nothing else, guys. Thank you all so much. It's always a pleasure talking racing with everybody, and chime in. We still have a giveaway that we're going to do. It's just taking a little bit longer for us to get to that point, but we will be having a giveaway here shortly with our friends over at Topes Soaps. Again, thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Fred.
I'm Sydney.
Everybody have a great night. We'll talk to you guys later.